Okay. Can you tell us some more about the history of the concept? How did it develop through history? Where did you start?
It's interesting. I think that the whole idea started at the 90s, at the end of the 90s in Israel. Mm-hmm. And I was then wandering around with Chaim Omer, lecturing about the concept. Back then was, Chaim wrote a book, it was called Rehabilitating Parental Authority. This is the name in Hebrew, Rehabilitating Parental Authority. Mm-hmm. And we started to talk with parents, with teachers, with therapists about the importance of bringing back the authority. And the feedback that we got back then at the end of the 90s was amazing. There were two kinds of feedbacks. First, yes, we need authority, it's about time that we bring back the authority. And on the other hand, what is that bullshit? We don't need authority, children need love, compassion, understanding. The backlash that we got was so severe that when the book was translated to English, the title was Parental Presence. We didn't even put the word authority over there in the title. Mm-hmm. And then after a few years, in 2004, we set a training center and also the Parents Counseling Clinic at Schneider Hospital. And we started our team in Israel and Chaim Omer, we started to build a new concept of authority. We understood that on the one hand, we cannot bring back the old authority. On the other hand, we don't have any kind of authority that therapists will feel comfortable with. Mm. So we need to set up some guidelines in order to build a new kind of authority. An authority that, as I mentioned before, therapists, parents, teacher could feel comfortable with. I am an authority figure, I can act according to those concepts, according to those ideas. What we've learned also is that not only working with parents, we felt that when we were working with parents, it's important to understand that the Parent Counseling Clinic, we don't see the children. Schneider Hospital is a hospital dedicated only for children. The Parent Counseling Clinic is dedicated only for parents. We don't meet with the kids. It's like Schneider's slogan, it's all about the child. The Parent Counseling Unit slogan is it's all about the caregiver. So we were working only with parents and we felt their helplessness, their sometimes confusion or whatever. And then we started to work with schools and with teams in residentials. And we learned that teachers, as well as teams in residentials, are also helpless. So we came to a conclusion that in our Western culture, we have a problem. We have a problem because the Western culture really diminished the concept of authority. We don't want authority, there is equality. There is freedom. So we don't need any kind of authority, but it's not possible. So how do we build ourselves a new concept of authority? That's where we started to build the concept of the new authority. I was really happy when we published the book in English. Mm-hmm. The title was New Authority. The word authority was there. Mm-hmm. By the way, in Germany, it was translated like Stärke statt Macht. They didn't put the word authority in big title. Okay. And it's also culturally, the culture is also making some difference concerning the word authority itself and the relationship that you have with authority.
Mm-hmm. And now we are talking about cultural aspects. Do you see possibilities to make a translation to other cultures, or can you just fit the concept as it is into other cultures, like in Germany or Belgium, or maybe it's originated in Israel? Probably there are some cultural elements as well. Can we use it as it is at this moment, or do we need translations?
I think that the concept fits best to what we term as the Western culture. Western culture. I cannot see this concept applied in Africa, for example. They don't need the concept of the new authority back then. They have village, they have the support, the natural support that they have there. So they don't need actually that kind of concept for sure. As for Western countries, it really changes, and we truly believe that there is an essence to the concept of the new authority, but there should be adjustment in each country. And each country got its different, for example, if you look at the United States, for example, when children are becoming 18 and they go to college, they cut off from their parents, totally. In Israel, for example, you stay much more connected. Israel is a small country, so the concept of making more connection with the family, with the neighbor is much more that. I think that Belgium is more like in Israel concerning the ability to preserve a kind of a community aspect. In other Western countries, if you look at different countries, there are different perspectives on the way that you can, as I mentioned before, the new authority is moving from a concept of I to a concept of we. Okay. Now, how can we bring the we? The we is depending a lot on the culture that you are in. So, for example, if the culture is in, if we are in Belgium, there should be some consideration concerning how we recruit supporters. It will be totally different in Switzerland or in Germany. So this is why what we always say about the concept that we wish to bring it to the Western culture to present the main idea, and then there are some places in each country that take this concept and make the adaptations needed to the specific country that you work in. So it's critically important to make the adaptation needed. It's not
okay. Yeah. With the mindset in
exactly
in
that. The mindset of the new authority plus adaptation to the culture that we live in.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think we have support there on the door.